Welcome back, Nottingham Forest. What is up, everyone? This is Ellibod here. Welcome to the Ellibod Sports Network. Hope you're enjoying the virtual World Cup that I'm doing. I do have actually lined up, but I will commentate myself on 2 of the games coming up. But for the moment, let's look back at my Premier League prediction video. Remember, in my Championship one, I sucked and fell 4 points short of my target. However, I did get correct that Nottingham Forest would win the playoffs, so I am very happy with that. Once again, welcome back, Nottingham Forest, to the Premier League, where you belong. So let's take a look at how I did with my Premier League predictions. Once again, I use the point system. If my prediction is spot on, I score 5 points. If my prediction is 1 place out, I score 3 points. If my prediction is 2 places out, I score 1 point. Anything further, then nothing at all. And the target for the Premier League is 20 points. So with that in mind, don't want to waste any more time, let's begin. So, we start with 20th, and off the bat with a correct prediction, you come up only to go back down, Norwich. And the decision to sack Bark and then replace him with a manager that was on a losing streak at the time just speaks volumes as to how stupid the upper management of Norwich actually are. If you want to survive, you know, it's a combination of things. You need the right manager, and also you need to bring in the correct players. And the players at Norwich this season were barely any different from the ones you used in the Championship. So I reckon Norwich, they'll come straight back up. They are yo-yo club status. So, I mean, the joke is, obviously, Norwich go down, Fulham come up. For once, it would actually be interesting to see them play in the same league. But, yeah, Norwich relegated in 20th. Not a shock, but off the bat straight away. 19th, I went with Burnley, and they finished in 18th, 1 place out. So, 3 on the board. I'm on 8 points already. This is going really, really well. But yeah, Burnley are a club I have a huge amount of respect for, even as a Newcastle fan. But the decision to sack Sean Dyche was not the right one. Let's just be plain. I mean, it looked like it was working at first, but in the end, it was nowhere near enough. And you know, we could speculate all day long as to whether or not Sean Dyche would have kept you up. I think he would have, but that's for alternate history. But the decision to sack Sean Dyche, definitely the wrong one, and it's cost you. I hope Burnley do come back up, though. Burnley are a club that deserve Premier League status. Next in 18th, and I think this is my worst prediction for this Premier League season. I went with Brighton, and Brighton finished, I went with 18th, they finished in 9th. And I have no clue how. Like, okay, yeah, you've got a very famous 4-0 win over Man United, but Man United are so easy to topple at the moment, it wouldn't have surprised me if Stevenage did it. It wouldn't have surprised me if Bolton did it. It wouldn't have surprised me if Accrington did it. It wouldn't surprise me if... Well, you can go on and on and on, can't you? But yeah, Brighton... They were still crap. And yet they somehow made their way into 9th. And I don't hate Brighton. I've been there before. Absolutely lovely. But your football club does not scream Premier League standard, and yet you actually are nestled in the top half of the Premier League. You know, if you want proof of a god, it's there. That Brighton came in 9th. But clearly you're doing something, right? So, who am I to argue? 17th, I went with newcomers Brentford. And they did 4 places better than I predicted, so I don't get anything on that one. But, yeah, great to see Brentford still in there. Great to see Eriksen back in the game. Especially after what happened at the Euros. To see him back in the game, playing at that level, and being able to make the difference he did make at Brentford. Some people might say it wasn't a huge difference, but clearly it was a big enough one. Brentford are still in the Premier League, and I hope next season they stay here as well. I hope that Eriksen actually stays at Brentford, because I think it will actually be better for him to now focus on developing this team, this Brentford side, and trying to maintain them as a Premier League side rather than, you know, head off to somewhere else. I think it will be better for Christian Eriksen to stay at Brentford. My opinion. 16th. Oh, Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. I predicted for 16th and you came in 12th. Well, in the case of the Everton fans, ain't that a kick? If you pardon my joke there. Yeah, Palace did a lot better than I thought they would. Clearly Patrick Vieira has shown that he does have something to offer in management. I can't really say much else on Crystal Palace. They didn't really do anything massively unpredictable. They didn't really do anything that particularly caught my eye. So, yeah. I'll tell you one club that also showed themselves to be completely predictable. The sacking culture remaining at Watford. I predicted them for 15th and they came in 19th, getting relegated. The sacking culture remaining at Watford Football Club, and you know, you go with any manager to try and keep you up, and you go with Harry Kane on corner kicks, Roy Hodgson. At that moment, you were doomed. There was no way that Roy was going to keep you up. Not only that, you tarnished what little legacy he had left. And okay, yeah, I guess he got a hero send-off and was able to retire. But really retiring with relegation? You know, it wasn't deserving of Brian Clough. But I guess Roy Hodgson, it wasn't a shock. Watford. Yeah, I live in Hertfordshire. Watford is the biggest club in Hertfordshire. You need to end the sacking culture. Get a manager and stick with them. Give them a full season to make an impact. Let them bring in who they want to bring in and let them work their magic, because otherwise the sacking culture will continue and you might be looking at the doldrums of relegation in the Championship. I don't want that, but it may end up being the case. Next in 14th. Okay, so my boys, Newcastle United. And no, they didn't come 14th. They came 11th. And I'm happy. At the beginning of this season, Steve Bruce had us in a shambolic position. The only team in the league, not even just the Premiership, the league overall, from Premier League to League 2, we were the only team without a win. Absolute shambles. But I cannot express how happy I was when the takeover happened. I mean, I have a video here on this channel of how happy I was and how happy I still am that this takeover has happened. We get rid of Bruce, we bring in Eddie Howe, and in the January transfer window we make some good signings, and the form then just boom. We start to pick up, and going from 20th to 11th, and just missing, if I remember correctly, just missing on 10th place by 2 points. This for us, I think, is going to be it's a great recovery, and is going to be the start of great things at Newcastle. But I remember saying that I'm going to start being optimistic about my boys, and then of course Steve Bruce does a Steve Bruce, and takeover happens. Bruce is gone, and we're now riding a pretty high, morally a high wave. Just our own personal morale, obviously. Eddie Howe's Geordie Army is getting stronger. What is not getting stronger is Southampton, who I predicted for 13th, and they came in 15th, so 2 places out. I do score a point, so that now puts me on 9. Right, so a lot of the problems with Southampton, I mean, they didn't get absolutely thrashed this season, at least if my memory serves me correct. There wasn't a 9-0. But Southampton are starting to go in that direction where they're going to be in a relegation scrap. And really, a lot of it is their own doing. They're not keeping their key players. They're remaining this almost feeder club to other bigger clubs, when the reality is you need to hold on to the players you've got. If you've got players of quality, keep them. Don't allow them to be sold to somewhere else. But it seems Southampton seem content to just sell their players. If you've got a genuine star, then keep them. I don't care what it takes, keep them. Because otherwise, I might as well predict you for relegation. Another team I might be predicting for relegation next season, particularly if it continues going the way that they're going, is the team I predicted in 12th, and that is Leeds. I predicted you for 12th, and you finished in 17th, just 3 points above the relegation zone. Oh boy. Well, what a final day it was there. You got a good showing at the moment when you needed it to get yourself clear of Burnley. But, and also the sacking of Marcelo Bielsa. Again, a bit like what happened with Burnley. I think that was extremely harsh to sack Bielsa. He got you back to the Prem. You should have given him a full season, and I still think he would have kept you up either way. But we can debate that all day if we wanted, but we haven't really got time. But yeah, just surviving. Leeds will get another season in the Prem. You need to bring in players, man. You need to bring in some big stars to keep you up. Another club that needs to bring in big players. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Everton. I predict you for 11th and 16th. Now, I know that I knew at the beginning that Rafa Benitez, he was going to have a hard time managing this Everton club because he is known as the Liverpool manager. And, you know, the Everton fans were never going to accept him. And it just made everything at Everton a lot more worse than it needed to be. And then, of course, you bring in Frank Lampard and results, they don't improve immensely. Let's just be blunt, you got lucky. And with the players that you had there, if you had got relegated, it would have been an embarrassment. So, Everton, you need to do a serious think about how you're going to change for the next season, because you're going to bring in the big stars and they're going to end up as relegation scrap fodder. Embarrassing. And you know, you had Dele Alli and Donny van de Beek on loan, and I remember Donny van de Beek saying he took Everton over to Newcastle for loan because he didn't want to be in a relegation scrap. Well, look how that turned out. You need a serious rethink. A serious rethink. Next is a club that don't need to do any thinking at all. A club that I predicted for 10th. And no, they finished in 4th. Tottenham Hotspur have had a truly outstanding season. I can't really fault them for the style of football they played, the players that they currently have. This is a Tottenham squad that is going in the right direction, and they need to keep going in that direction. I think right now they've got a winning formula. They don't need to change anything. I mean, they could maybe bring in a couple of new players, but only if they're going to aid the bottom line. Because, well, just look at that. I mean, I think this is the worst prediction I've made. Oh no, other than Brighton, obviously. Brighton did better than I predicted. But Tottenham have also done a lot better than I predicted. So yeah, I don't think Tottenham needs to do anything too drastic. Just keep going in the direction that you are. Right, so that was 10th. Next in 9th, I went with Wolves. And Wolves finished in 10th. So 1 place out. 3 points on the board. That puts me now on, if I've done my maths correctly, 12. Yeah, not really much to say on Wolves. They're Wolves. Literally, I've got no other comment to make on them. They did almost exactly what I predicted, but they only did 1 place worse. So, yeah, there's not really much else to add. Their players are about the standard they need to be. The management is clearly working. I mean, to keep Wolves in the top 10 was obviously a good showing. So, yeah, good on them. Next, 8th place. 8th, I went with Aston Villa. And yeah, they finished in 14th. What happened to that Grealish money? You didn't bring in the players that were going to bring Aston Villa to that next level, and you instead just crash into 14th. That is pretty embarrassing. Not gonna lie. Aston Villa need to be doing a lot better than that. I mean, you're still the top club in Birmingham. You're still nowhere near the embarrassment that Birmingham City are, but you sell a player for 100 million. You should be bringing the players that are going to get Aston Villa back into that top 7 contesting for Europe area. But instead, you just fell way back from what I predicted you to finish. A team that didn't fall way back from where I predicted them to finish. 7th, I went with West Ham United, and they finished in 7th. 5 points on the board, a correct position. And it's West Ham. That's the mad part. It's West Ham in 7th that I got right. I don't need to say anything. And with getting European football, and there was a story quite some time back about a massive money injection into West Ham United. This could be the start of some big things for West Ham. And wow, fingers crossed. I mean, this could be an amazing. Next season could be amazing if you get the players in and possibly edge you into that top 4 place. I mean, who knows? West Ham have done an amazing job this season. You can't really say anything else. Another team that have done an amazing job this season did one place better than I predicted them, and that is Arsenal. Finishing in 5th instead of 6th where I predicted them. 1 place out. 3 points on the board. Ooh, this is going really well. I know I've hit it. I know that much. But anyway, Arsenal. So yeah, not a bad season for the Gunners. Not a great season. There's still there are still a lot of things that irk me about Arsenal fans. Is that you seem to think that you're entitled to winning every single game, and when you lose a game, there's suddenly this whole "this is ridiculous, Arteta out!" All that kind of fucking bullshit. You can't be going on Arsenal. We're meant to be Arsenal. We're meant to be the Gunners. I don't know why I'm doing that voice for Arsenal fans, but the thing is, you've got everything you need at the club. It's just a matter of doing it. You've got everything you need at the club to succeed. You just need to do it. And this is actually a very good result for Arsenal. I mean, you've got European football next season. If you improve the mentality of your players, then you're going to storm the Europa League. Heck, you might even win Europa League with absolutely no issues. So next is a club that I predicted for 5th, and no, they finished in 2nd. That of course being Liverpool. I thought that the pressure would get to Liverpool to try and get that 2nd title win with fans present, and well, I wasn't wrong, but I did underestimate actually how good Liverpool were going to be, because they kept the race tight between them and Manchester City. But in the end, that draw with Tottenham was the game that sunk Liverpool. And congratulations on the FA Cup and League Cup. But then, of course, what happened with the Champions League, obviously not ideal. Not a huge shock, but obviously a bit of a pretty big blow morally for Liverpool. Also, there's the the controversy regarding what happened with the French police. I'm not going to make any comment on that because I don't know the full details. But yeah, 3 places out, so I don't score anything there. So we now move into my top 4. In 4th, I don't know why I predicted this. I predicted Leicester for 4th place, and they finished in 8th. I did make a worse prediction than this, and I'll come to that in a moment. But, no, massive step back for Leicester City. And it was a step back they didn't need to take, and didn't necessarily have to take, but no, a lot of things this season just didn't click for them. I mean, 8th is still very respectable. I mean, I'd love to finish 8th. But, yeah, not the greatest of steps for Leicester City. Hopefully, this isn't the start of a downfall. I want to see Leicester City continue to thrive in the Premier League. I mean, they're an underdog, but you have to love. I still get giddy thinking about that. From relegation to survival and then to Premier League champions the next season. You can't write that. If a Hollywood movie wrote that, you would accuse it of being too far out there. Leicester are a club that really deserve to succeed. And I hope that they will. Next, 3rd place, I went with Chelsea, and Chelsea finished in 3rd. Another correct prediction. That's my 3rd spot on this video. I am having a very good season in the Premier League this time. So yeah, there was the concerns, wasn't there? The fall of the Roman Empire. But you've still got a very, very good club, and it's now under new ownership. So, could be the start of bright things for Chelsea. The only other thing I have to remark regarding Chelsea Football Club and its new owners, just don't be another Mike Ashley. You own the football club, make it a success. And it'll be interesting to see if these new owners do. But yeah, Chelsea 3rd, got it spot on. So 2nd place, I thought that Manchester City would fall short on the grounds that they would be more focused on trying to win the Champions League. They didn't even make the final of the Champions League, and I will cover that in just a moment. But no, Man City, again, they do have some silverware this season with the Premier League title. Can't say they didn't deserve it. They played very well. They had a very good showing. And there's no denying the quality at Manchester City at this present moment. Just how good their players are is astounding. Can't really say much else in that regard, but I'll tell you what is astounding. That I predicted Manchester United to win the Premier League this season, and they finished in 6th. Absolute. There are a lot of things wrong with Man United at the moment, and it's not just the boardroom level. There was the issue of the players. The egos in that team. Now, some of them are justifiable. You could understand Cristiano Ronaldo being a bit of an egomaniac. You could maybe expect David De Gea to be a bit of an egomaniac. But Harry Maguire, who the fuck do you think you are? After the shitstorm you've had this season, you have been Man United's worst player. And you've got the gall to claim that you must be doing something right. No, you haven't done anything right this entire season. You are crap. There are defenders in the National League that are better than you. And the fact that you are the captain of Man United speaks volumes of how stupid Man United are. The new manager is going to have a lot of decisions to make. But the biggest one he's going to make, and the one I hope he gets correct, is him selling your stupid ass. You are Britain's, not just England, Britain. You are Britain's most overrated, overhyped, overpaid player. Absolute fucking shambles. And you are the reason that Man United did as bad as they did with my prediction. Predicting you to win, that you finish in 6th. That's you, Maguire. I wouldn't put that on anyone else but you. You are grade A crap. Granted, the attacking forces at Man United could have been better. But if attack isn't thriving, then defence needs to be. And your defence leaked more than an old age pensioner's house. Utter crap. Grade A crap from Man United this season. So, how have I done with all of that? My target was 20 and I have hit 28. Get in! 8 points above my target. I got 3 of them spot on, those being Norwich, West Ham and Chelsea. That is a good season. That is a very good season.